It wasn't until I was at the Olympics that I even thought that I was like super gay. Adam, look in the mirror. You're a little too much. That's amazing that like you can represent gay culture, but you not even know.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Evan Ross Katz. I'm senior style editor at Mike. I am joined by the winner of Dancing with the Stars season 26. He's also a bronze medalist from the Pyeongchang Olympics. You know him, you love him, you want to be him? I'm kidding, but maybe you do. Adam Rippon, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
Of course. How are you feeling this morning? A little tired?
Honestly, I feel so good this morning because it's the first time I've slept for more than 5 hours.
Congratulations on that, because that's major.
Thank you.
I also want to congratulate you on behalf of the community. You performed RuPaul's Sissy That Walk on this season of Dancing with the Stars, and I just feel like that was a great service to our community on the whole and really bringing the arts to the forefront of that show.
Now, Sissy That Walk.
Well, you know what? I had such a great partner, Jenna Johnson, and we together wanted to just kind of, I think, take Dancing with the Stars and sort of like turn it on its head.
Yeah.
And do things that really felt like me. And we actually got the song from production, and they wanted us to dance to Sissy That Walk. And at first I was like, is it gonna be a little too much? And then I was like, Adam, look in the mirror. You're a little too much.
Yeah.
So I thought, in the end, it was like a perfect fit.
Yes.
And yeah, it was just so much fun. Don't thank me, thank RuPaul for.
Yeah, well, it was a great collaboration. You mentioned your partner, Jenna Johnson. I was super excited when you were first announced on the show about the prospect of you potentially having a male partner on the show. Was that ever a conversation that happened?
You know, I think it was brought up once or twice, and I think that, like, for me personally, I didn't know anything about dancing with a partner at all, and I really wanted to kind of, go into the competition and know how to partner with somebody. And obviously, it's easier if you're a guy to partner with a girl, because it's easier just to move like a girl.
Yeah.
Especially if you met Jenna, she's like as thin as that tree over there, and obviously really easy to move around. And personally, I think that like the prospect of like there being a male and male partnership or a female and female partnership sounds awesome. If everybody in the competition was doing it, sort of like a level playing field in a sense. But as like a gay guy to partner with a girl, I think you're almost at an advantage, because you can get right into like the nitty gritty, and you can have that chemistry where you are very comfortable with something, like with another person. But you can be really comfortable with someone and they're like, touch my butt, and you're like, okay. There's no like, am I gonna make someone uncomfortable?
Right.
Or like, is this too much? You're just like, no. Like wherever you need to go, you go there. And I think it made like our connection really organic.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was I was at a huge advantage, because right away Jen and I like had this great friendship and camaraderie, and like I just felt like I had known her for a really long time.
And your post-dance interviews were just so memorable. And even your media afterwards, like you guys were on Mario Lopez's Extra the other day, and just watching the two of you interact, not only with each other, but the way you guys interact with the host is just so entertaining. There's a special dynamic.
Yeah, I hope that in the future that we can do more together, because I think like the relationship that we have is like so rare. I don't know, and our like banter and everything, it feels so like me.
Yeah.
And I think like for her, it feels so her at the same time. But yeah, I think in the future it would be awesome if there were like same-sex partnerships. But you know what, I don't know, I don't think it's like a huge pressing matter.
So you came out in Skating Magazine in 2015. Which was really brave at the time, and I'm curious what expectation or obligation you feel like LGBTQ people in the media have to come out.
I think that no one has a responsibility to come out. It's completely a personal choice to come out publicly. Because I think that at the end of the day, I think the main goal is that nobody should care. But people still do care. And I know that when I was young, I still remember vividly somebody talking about somebody that was gay, and somebody within the conversation, I was about 9 or 10, somebody within this conversation was like, oh, they are disgusting, talking about gay people. And that sat with me for a really long time. And I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania, and just hearing somebody say that, that just marinated within my brain for maybe another like 10 or 11 years. And so I felt like it was important to be out. And also, within Skating Magazine, I thought it was important that it come from like our governing body of sport, because I felt like it also pushed a message that it didn't matter to them, that it was important that they wanted to highlight their athletes based on their athletic achievements. And it was basically a story of one of my very good friends. We both had done really well at our national championships that year. Ashley Wagner, she won her 3rd national title, and I was, after not making the Olympic team, I was back on the world team. And so we did a story together, and it was about our journey. And I said that I wanted to put that I was gay and about my coming out experience of how it helped me as an athlete in the story. Just kind of like tuck it in there. And so they did, and it was probably about a month after the magazine came out that anybody really even noticed that it said anything within the article. But it was important for me because, again, I was looking for that like greater purpose.
Yeah.
And so then I felt that I was kind of doing it for the younger me who felt lost and who felt they didn't have someone to look up to. And I also felt like it was important for me to be skating really well and to come out when I was skating really well and still competing, so that I could show that you can be out but really successful, instead of kind of, you're at this rock bottom place and you're like, oh, and I'm gay.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh God, you're a mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Olympics is sort of more than just a competition. It's a chance for you to kind of go and represent who you are. And I wanted to take full advantage of that. When I was young, I didn't really feel like there were a lot of, queer role models, especially in sports. And there obviously have been gay skaters before me, and they've come out after they've competed, and it's been so awesome to see that and see how successful they are. But it was really important to me to be out while I was competing to show that it really didn't matter.
What about the toxic masculinity presence, particularly in sports? Because I think that there's an expectation that sports in general, and the Olympics perhaps, are a more masculine-dominated sort of industry, if you will. Did you feel at all like we're doing anything, as more athletes are coming out, thanks to you and thanks to those before you, do you feel like we're doing anything to sort of chip away at that toxicity within the sports world?
I think that it's sort of a deep-rooted belief that like someone who might be more feminine or women are weaker than men. And I think that sort of comes into play with where that underlining mentality sits. And within sports, I think sometimes you think that if you're gay or feminine, that you're weak. And I think that like a lot of people like to label people right away. And it wasn't until I was at the Olympics that I even thought that I was like super gay. And it was the first time people were like, oh my God, Adam Rippon is so gay. And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. I don't know. I've just kind of been just doing me over here.
That's so interesting.
And because I never really analyzed it. And I think because I was more focused on like what I felt was important to me, and it was being out and just kind of doing me. And what doing me meant was, if I had this idea that I wanted to push, and I think I've been really lucky because within my sport, there's an artistic element to it. And I always felt that it was important to know who I was and to kind of push myself to do things that made me uncomfortable. Because when I did that, I had this mentality of I didn't really care what other people would think. So I'd be like, well, you know what? I'm going to dye my hair a crazy color. Or I'm going to wear this costume because I feel comfortable in it. Yeah. And I think what I was lucky to experience was that within skating, you have 4 minutes to basically prove to everybody like why you matter. Yeah. And when you're able to do that, I think you need to really know who you are and represent yourself to the best of your ability. And when you're able to do that, then I felt like I was able to perform better. So I think that I was more focused on like what's going to make me feel like powerful. And what made me feel powerful and strong in those moments was trusting that I was smart, trusting that I was making decisions that felt like I was in control, and that's what I focused on. Yeah. I focused less on how are people perceiving me. Like, do they perceive me as masculine or strong? Or, and I think that like, I think that people find power within themselves in different ways. And sometimes that is feeling like super masculine and super strong. I felt power within doing those things that challenged me. Yeah. And I did them in my own way.
Speaking of doing things in your own way, I have to wrap up soon, but I have to ask 2 more questions. One is about the Golden Globes. This Moschino harness that you wore, major. Can you talk about the decision-making process towards that outfit and your response to the reaction?
So I think the Moschino outfit is, Jeremy Scott is the head designer from Moschino.
And you're repping him today?
Yeah, I am. I'm staying true to the brand. And I think Jeremy is so brilliant because we had obviously a few different outfits to wear on the red carpet. And I think that there were definitely a lot of layers to his outfits. I think that they're not just crazy for no reason. They have a layer to them and they have a meaning. For me, I wanted to go and I wanted to wear something a little different. So the harness was from some other option. The shirt was from some other option, the jacket. So I asked Jeremy, can we kind of put all of this and mix and match it? So for me, I was just wearing something that I thought was cool and thought was like badass. I never even thought that it would be like, here I am like representing like gay culture. Because I think that's amazing that like you can represent gay culture, but you not even know. Right. Because I think it kind of sends the message that like you can just wear it because it's cool. And because you feel like powerful in it. Like I said before, like a lot of being like super gay, I just never even thought about it. I was just doing things that made me feel really in control and really powerful. And I felt super powerful because I felt different, but strong because I was different.
Yeah, good answer. Last question, you are a RuPaul's Drag Race super fan.
Yes.
There were some tweets exchanged at some point about the possibility of seeing you on an upcoming season, and I just wanted to ask, is there any movement on that possibility?
I absolutely would die at the chance to help out with a challenge or to guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I actually had the chance to meet RuPaul at the Time 100 Gala, and we chatted, and we're gonna get something together for sure. Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
It needs to happen.
Absolutely.
It needs to happen. Who are you rooting for this season? Have you had a chance to watch her? A little busy.
I'm. There's so many I like this season. This is first of all, this season is amazing.
Amazing.
Everybody is so good. I love Eureka.
Yeah.
So much. I think Aquaria is crazy. Like the fashion, the lace front eyes.
Oh my God! Like,
and I have had so many people tweet things like @Miss Cracker saying that like we look alike,
Yeah.
which I think is so funny.
I would love a collab between the two of you at some
Absolutely.
point.
It has to happen, yeah.
Well, Adam Rippon, thank you so much. Congratulations on your many successes. What an incredible year this has been for you, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you. Well, the year is still young, so there's a lot more to come,
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely.
But thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you.